You can use any oil you like, but you can't use processed yucky oil. Okay, that's good. Keep it chunky for me.
Yep.
And Adrian, if you could just leave all the... I like all those bits on. Just take the ends off and on the diagonal would be great.
Sure.
Okay, so in the pan with broccoli, broccolini and the capsicum. I might just throw the stems in first because they take a bit longer. Okay, ginger, julienne, so it goes nice and crispy. And just before everything's cooked, I'm going to throw that in the broccolini tops, and that broccolini only wants about a minute. Throw your garlic in. I don't like really burnt, crunchy garlic.
Beautiful.
Sometimes.
Can I toss that for you?
Yes.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is tofu happening nicely. So that's just about brown on all sides like that. I'm just going to drain the excess fat off my tofu.
Oh.
Adrian wouldn't do that step, but it's worth it.
I'd leave it in there.
Yeah, I know.
It's good olive oil, so I would leave it in there, but, you know.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And I've got some soy. Chili jam time.
Beautiful. Here we go. How much do you want in? About half that?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't know why he asks me. And our cashews.
This is looking, all the colours are there. You've got all the light colours, greens, reds, the whole thing.
When I used to eat Thai takeaway, this is what I would order. Chili jam, cashews and basil leaves I used to have in it. That's ready to eat. And I can feel Adrian breathing down my neck. It could be the chili.
Could be the chili. There we go. I'll hold that. There we go. Beautiful.
Let's pour him on.
Oh, fantastic.
That's enough there for 4. A bit more chili jam.
But this is good. You can eat a lot of this. You know, vegetables, it's tofu. It's a great healthy meal.
And I've got some spring onions chopped up, and good old coriander. There we go. Tofu and cashew chili jam. And Adrian. Adrian, get a bit with a big hunk of chilli on it.
There we go.
That's so Janella.
It tastes great.
That is something I'd make for dinner.
I love the sweetness of the chili jam. I think that brings it all together. You've got the heat there as well, a little bit of soy for the saltiness, and lots of veggies, which I know you like. I just reckon it tastes good.
And you chuck some white rice with it. That's an easy dinner to make every night of the week, although you don't want to eat tofu every night like you don't want to eat your meat every night or fish every night. So balance it all up with your different sources of protein. Always throw your veggies in, have a good source of oil. You've got cashew and olive oil in there. I could bang on about my dish all day, like Adrian does.
Well, you just throw in a bit of spice just to give it that kick, which I think it works beautifully with this dish.
Especially in summer. So that's our spice show.
And I'm hyped.
You look at him. Go and experiment with lots of different types of chilies. The green ones, the red ones, the short ones, the fat ones, the dried ones. There's so many different types.
Just enjoy them.
See you next time.
$8:30 tonight. Would you eat it if you had to kill it? What will Matt Preston and Magda Jubanski say on New Can of Worms Live?
Absolutely magnificent. If it's as good as this, we'll be doing well. I love this dish. I'm going a little mad on Middle Eastern cooking at the moment, and this is a traditional Middle Eastern dish, and it's actually a pilaf of lamb and eggplant, but it's done in a pie. Well, you know how much I like things in pastry. I adore pastry, and I always have it in my freezer, and I've said that 4,632 times. now 4,633 times. But I always have pastry in my freezer because you can always whip up something good. Now, this one is a little bit more complicated, so you have to plan this a bit, as opposed to my normal, I just pull a piece of pastry out, make a little sort of pie with anything I've got left over. Well, today you have to plan it. But it's well worth it because there's something wonderful about a pilaf, and it's certainly a way to stretch out some lamb too, because lamb is not the cheapest meat I've ever seen in my life at the moment, which is a shame because I love the stuff. Right, a little bit of butter and some oil, olive oil of course, in that pot. Now you need a pot that can fit everything in it, so it has to be reasonably large. Don't try and do this in this little wee tiny thing because, as we know, the rice swells up quite a lot. So that's there, 1 large onion, 1 large red capsicum, cored, seeded and diced. That's the capsicum that I'm talking about. The onions just chopped. Now, let's talk rice. Now, this is very important. A long grain rice, good quality. I'm using basmati here, and you run the tap over it very, very slowly. And when the water in the bowl is absolutely crystal clear, you then drain it really well. Now, I normally drain it for about 15 minutes. As you can see there, I've got every bit of liquid out of it. Well, actually, I haven't. There's still a little bit there. So that's the secret, because the rice is the secret to pilaf. If you haven't rinsed it and drained it, it doesn't work. So we then, once we've sautéed this lightly, just give it another couple of shakes. We then throw it in there. I mean, the reason for doing that is to get rid of the starch from it. And then what we add, and we could do this before the rice if you like, but it'll still be all right, 1 teaspoon of allspice. That's not quite a teaspoon, is it? 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. That's because we're putting fresh tomatoes and we want to give a little bit of extra oomph. 1 cinnamon stick broken in half. Some garlic. Put this in before the liquid, all these things, because you can still toast it. You've got your rice and you've got your onions and your capsicum and now your garlic, but it's still able to be toasted. So then you just keep mixing that around just to coat the rice with the allspice and the tomato paste. Now, in similar vein to risotto, don't walk away. You have to be very careful. What I've now got is 1 kilo of tomatoes, which I've cored and cut fairly finely. We're going to put 400 mils of chook stock. We may add a little bit more liquid if it's drying out too much before the rice is tender. Now, when you're making pilaf, you're not making Chinese fried rice. You really aren't. So what you want is for, obviously, the rice to be tender and fairly separate without being completely separate. That make any sense? Yes, it did. So you still want some moisture in it. To that, I then add a couple of good tablespoons of roughly chopped parsley. We cover that, we bring it to the boil, turn it right down very low. What was that? Very low. I've gone quite strange, I've decided. And then we cook it. I would say 20, 30 minutes until, as I said, the rice is tender and it's fairly dry. Keep in mind, please, the fairly, and don't cook it too fast, because what will happen if you cook it too fast, the liquid will all disappear and the rice will break up. So we want the rice to be whole, we want it to be slightly separate, but we still want it to be moist. I know I'm harping on about this, but when you're making a pilaf, this is the most important thing. All right, got it? So we'll be back in about 20 minutes. See what we can do.
This year, parents are teaming up with their children to change the shape of Australia.
I want to see you proud of yourself and happy and following your dreams.
The Biggest Loser, The Next Generation. Premieres Sunday on 10.
Welcome to comparethemarket.com.au, where we love to compare. We compare a range of insurance: health insurance, car insurance, travel insurance, and life insurance, so you can easily find a good deal for you. Too easy. Start comparing today at comparethemarket.com.au. Cue the jingle.
Comparethemarket.com.au shampoo without conditioner or eating cereal without milk is like using ordinary detergent without Vanish Nappy Sand. For amazing results, add Vanish with your detergent in every wash. The power of oxy-action gives you superb stain removal, plus whiter whites and brilliant colours. For amazing results, wash after wash, boost your detergent with Vanish Nappy Sand.
Want the knowledge to building real wealth? John Fitzgerald has helped thousands of Australians build exceptional wealth. For one night only, you can spend 52 minutes with John and learn how you can build exceptional wealth, how many Australian millionaires have built their wealth, how thousands of ordinary Australians have built their wealth too. This event is for one night only at the SMC Conference and Function Centre and is absolutely free, but seats will book out fast. Call now or go online. There is nothing to buy and the event is totally free. Plus, you'll receive John's 7 Steps to Wealth.
We're homeowners on regular incomes and we're looking for ways to create more wealth. We found this really worked for us.
Don't miss this opportunity to learn how you can build exceptional wealth. Plus, receive John's 7 Steps to Wealth.
We have a decent income and have owned our own home for a few years. That's all we needed. I strongly recommend it.
This event is for one night only, but seats are limited, so you must book now.
All right, our pilaf is ready by itself. I've allowed it to cool a bit. And what I've also got here, I've roasted some eggplants, just those Japanese eggplants. And this is optional, but I'm going to take them off the skin because I want them to become a real part of the pilaf. And with the skin, they'll sort of stay, what shall we say it, whole. Here I'm using 2 of the Japanese ones. The Japanese ones which have about 20 names, you know, if it calls them something different. But today we're calling them Japanese, and then just chop it up roughly. There's something lovely about the flesh of eggplant when it's been roasted and it's got that nice smoky flavour. We'll throw that in. And to that I'm also going to add some lamb. Now what I've got here is some lamb backstrap, which I have cooked in the oven once again, roasted it. Now, to make it become part of the dish, you have to chop it in fairly small cubes. And also, the other thing about it is cooked a bit more than I would normally like it. You know me. It's got a slight pinkness to it, but that's exactly how we want it. Because if you undercook it, it just doesn't become part of the dish. Well, when I say undercook it too much. It just sort of sits there. Do you understand what I mean? No, you don't. Don't know whether I do either. Now, I've just roasted that, a little bit of oil, some seasonings, and I've allowed it to cool. It's nice. I told you it was the backstrap, didn't I, which is the bone loin of lamb. I've used 2, you'd get away with 1. I was being very generous with the lamb today. Then we just mix both of those things in with our tomato pilaf. And see what I mean? It's still fairly separate, but it's still very moist. Alrighty, next. Got some puff pastry here. You could use short crust if you wanted to. It's up to you. I actually don't mind. And it's just cut around. I think that bowl will fit. Just. All right. Let's get that off. Put it on a nice heavy tray. And I'll make myself a little bit of egg wash, just with 1 egg and about a 1/4 cup of cream. And in fact, I might even use milk, particularly as that's what I was supposed to use, not cream. Actually, I have seen people do it with cream. Seems a bit rich to me. All right, so just mix that up. And then what we do is grab a pastry brush, just paint around the edge. And next, oh, there it is. I knew I had it. We just mound some of this pilaf mix in the centre. Now, if you like, you can use other meats. You could use chicken. absolutely fine, and you could also do individual ones if it made you happy, if that was your want. Now, don't overfill it. I mean, you want a decent amount, but don't get silly and have it, you know, piled like that, because what will then happen is the pie won't stick and it'll just all come out. All right, so like that, and we will then put that to the side while we just do one more bit of the pastry. All righty, just press it down a bit. Doesn't have to be all neat and tidy, because once it actually cooks, it'll basically disappear, those fork marks. It'll just keep them down. And then, my friends, decent amount of egg wash on top, just gives it a nice, lovely colour. And we have a lamb, eggplant and tomato pilaf in pie. 180 degrees, 15, 20 minutes until it's golden brown. Then we're in business. Let's talk health and well-being with Chemist Warehouse and Swiss.
Hi, I'm Grace from Chemist Warehouse, and in today's health and wellbeing segment, I'm joined by former America's Cup winning skipper, John Bertrand. Hi John, thanks for dropping by.
Hi Grace, and great to see you again.
Well John, can you believe it's been nearly 30 years since you spearheaded one of Australia's greatest sporting moments?
Wow, so it is, Grace.
Well, I bet you've got some pretty amazing memories. What are some of your favourite highlights?
Well, sailing has taken me all over the globe, including 2 Olympics, and I've met some pretty inspirational people along the way. It's been an amazing ride, and it's not over yet. I don't want to miss a minute, so to maintain a healthy lifestyle, I choose Swiss.
Swiss understands that your health needs change at different life stages, so they've specifically developed a range of multivitamins with this in mind.
Swiss Men's and Women's Ultivite 50 Plus is a convenient one-a-day formula and contains premium quality multivitamin, minerals, antioxidants and herbs specifically tailored for the health needs of people 50 years and older. This unique formula helps maintain energy levels and general well-being. It also contains vitamin D3 to assist with the absorption of dietary calcium to support healthy bones. The men's formula helps support male physiology and stamina, whilst in an Australian trial, Swiss Women's Ultivite 50 Plus was shown to improve spatial working memory function. Swiss Men's and Women's Ultivite 65 Plus contains premium quality ingredients designed to support the nutritional needs of people over the age of 65. The formula contains knotweed, a rich source of resveratrol, which has antioxidant properties to help protect the body against free radical damage.
The Swiss Ultivite range contains premium quality ingredients and is based on over 25 years of research.
And the best place to buy Swiss Ultivite 50 Plus and 65 Plus, along with other great products from the Swiss range, is at your local Chemist Warehouse. To find your local Chemist Warehouse, visit chemistwarehouse.com.au. We've got the biggest range with the lowest prices guaranteed.
Swiss, Australia's #1 multivitamin and the choice of the Australian Olympic team.
Fake boobs a turn off.
The nipples are pointing off like that. Pointing off in different directions, yeah. You knockers look like Marty Feldman.
In a new episode, Hello Magda, Matt and Megan tackle this week's worm. Can of Worms Live, tonight on 10.
No. Your beauty deserves real satisfaction. A little afternoon delight. Me. Take my irresistible vine-ripened tomatoes, alluring aromatic basil, and smooth, creamy mascarpone. Once you have tasted me, you'll never want another. Beautiful.
Sensations from Copper Soup. Let the flavour seduce you.
When I was made redundant, it was a real shock. I didn't know what I'd do.
I've just never pictured you in a suit. A uniform, maybe?
Fortunately, I had Virgin Income Protection, so I'm covered when I can't work. It doesn't just protect you for sickness and injury, there's optional cover for redundancy too.
Not bad at all.
It means we can pay the bills and I'm still looking after my family while I work out my next move.
When can you start?
Virgin Income Protection provides cover for day-to-day expenses if you're unable to work due to sickness or injury. Unlike most other insurers, it also provides optional cover for involuntary redundancy, and cover starts from $1 a day. Just call 134049.
Thanks to Virgin Income Protection, when I lost my job, my family didn't need rescuing.
But I might.
See how you and Virgin Income Protection could be good together. Call 1340 49.
Using shampoo without conditioner or eating cereal without milk is like using ordinary detergent without Vanish Nappy Sand. For amazing results, add Vanish with your detergent in every wash. The power of oxy-action gives you superb stain removal, plus whiter whites and brilliant colours. For amazing results, wash after wash, boost your detergent with Vanish Nappy Sand.
In the final elimination, can they transform this space into their dream restaurant in just one day? 7:30 tonight on 10.
Now, I'm down at Southgate in Melbourne, and I don't know how there's any kids at school today. There's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids on school excursions, and I don't know whether you just saw it, but some of them are out there rowing on the Yarra. Isn't that fun? I think it's wonderful. Anyway, I am here to cook because that's my job, and I'm doing an anti-pasta salad. Now, one of the little kids said to me, he said, Jamie Oliver did that recently on MasterChef. Did he? But this is different. Promise you, it's different anyway. I remember when you used to go to smorgasbords and buffets and things, and they always did a pasta salad, and they were always awful, weren't they? And the reason they were awful was they overcooked the pasta for a start, which we're not going to do, and they had no flavour. And the main thing is it has to have flavour. So what I've got here is some casareki. I don't know whether that's the right pronunciation, but it's something like that. And I've cooked it just until it's al dente. And then I've drained it well. Now, you know the story about pasta. Lots of boiling water, plenty of salt, and you bring it up the boil as fast as possible. So you put a lid on it, and then you mix it up with your wooden spoon to stop it sticking. That's it. Right, the next thing is, because we're going to do this, I'm going to dress it warm, because when you dress things warm like a potato salad or a pasta salad, it always takes up the flavour better. So I'm using that warm, a decent amount of olive oil, and good olive oil. Look, I'm using extra virgin Australian oil there. So make sure that is top quality, because that's one of the secrets. The next thing I'm doing is I'm adding some red wine vinegar. Not too much. We can always add a bit more if we feel that it needs some. And a decent amount of pepper. No salt, guys, because I'm putting a whole lot of salty ingredients in it, because I'm putting olives and I'm putting anchovies. And we can always check for the salt later. So I've got some olives that I've just sliced, pitted black olives, good ones. I've got some red capsicum, roasted red capsicum, or fire roasted, I think it's called, which I've also sliced. I've got some artichoke hearts. These are bottled ones, and I've cut them into little wedges. And I've also got, as I said, some anchovies. You know, Hewitson, he quite likes anchovies, doesn't he? In fact, he loves them. Right, what I'm also adding here, because we're talking about an anti-pasta salad, I'm going to add some good salami. You want salami with a bit of bite, and I've also got some top quality imported prosciutto, but it doesn't have to be imported because they're starting to make some really good ones in Australia, which is fantastic. It's fantastic to see. So I'm just chopping the prosciutto up, and I'm going to do the same thing with the salami. Look, this kind of salad, guys, you can put almost anything you like in it, but just make sure that it's all top quality ingredients and everything's got plenty of flavour. Don't put sort of too many subtle things in it, because then it just ends up a bit boring, which is what I said about the old smorgasbord and the buffet pasta salads and my mother's pasta salad, dare I say it. And we've got some chopped Italian parsley. We've got some Italian parsley, but I'm just going to roughly chop. If you don't know what Italian parsley is, it's also called flat leaf parsley. We'll throw that in. And then all we do is we toss it around, mixing it well. Right, let's just grab our bowl. Nice big bowl. Good ladle of that in there. I reckon I've got enough here for about 900. I've got a lot of friends, haven't I? Well, I've got a few friends anyway. Make sure you mix up all the ingredients so that you've got all the nice colours and all the nice flavours. It's looking good. Right, it's got the gleam that we need. Let's just have a taste, just to see if we need a little bit more oil on it. There is one ingredient coming, but we won't worry about that yet. And if I could pick up something apart from all the salami. Now, my friends, that is a good antipasta salad, but of course, what would it be without some freshly grated parmesan on top? Pretty simple stuff, but remember, good ingredients and lots of flavour. That's what you need. All right? I think that'd be good for the kids for lunch once they've rode up and down the Yarra 43 times. What do you reckon? I think they'd enjoy it.
Murder in a cutthroat world where size is all that matters.
Was it professional jealousy, sibling rivalry, or roid rage?
Well, someone's got it in for bodybuilders.
And Vince Colossimo's right in the middle of it. Charlie and Nicola will really have to flex their mental muscles to solve this mystery.
Oh, that's good.
Find out why everyone's raving about Mr. and Mrs. Murder. 8:30 Wednesday on 10.
I am Alexander, founder of CompareTheMeerkat.com.au, where we compare meerkats. Size hobbies, you know. But lately we get many people looking for insurance. People looking for CompareTheMarket.com.au. I cannot find you cheap insurance. For Compare Meerkats, come to CompareTheMeerkat.com.au. For easy way to find good insurance deal, please go to CompareTheMarket.com.au. Simples.
New Easy Wax Roll-On from Meat. 8 out of 10 women would definitely use it again. Salon results in your home. It's easy, the perfect temperature. I don't burn myself. An even layer. No mess. And salon perfect results without leaving the house. Also available, a precision head refill for underarms and bikini. New Easy Wax Roll-On Kit from Meat. For beauty tips and more, check out veet.com.au/salon secrets.
Are you tired of endless chopping, slicing and dicing? Well, now you can do it all in a fraction of the time. Introducing Nicer Dicer Plus, the all-in-one and one-for-all food preparation station. Precision German engineering lets you slice a whole potato in a second. And not just one, but 11 different ways. Chop an entire onion in no time with no tears. Or make a complete fruit salad in less than a minute. It's all you need to slice and dice like a professional. Nicer Dicer Plus. Available in Harvey Norman and Big W.
We're all unique and so are our families. NIB's new range of health cover recognises this by letting you tailor your cover with the things that are important to your family. Take Dave here. He likes to save money. Because Dave thinks his family's big enough, he no longer wants to pay for pregnancy cover. But he does want cover for the things that are important to his family. What does your cover look like? Call NIB on 13 14 63 to get your health cover your way. NIB, it's worth it.
Now, this sounds a terrific little recipe, doesn't it? Jam drops. Sounds like my style of food. Really does. Anyway, it's pretty simple too, which is always nice. 100 grams of caster sugar, first of all. 125 grams of soft butter. Now, a little bit that's melted, that'll be all right, but you don't want the whole lot melted. You do only want it soft. And to that, I then add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And the grated zest of 1 lemon. And then with an electric hand beater, let's just whiz that up. Not too fast. So you just want to cream this so it changes colour and everything's mixed in well. And then what I add is just 1 egg. And also mix that in reasonably well. If I can turn it on. And to that we then add 125 grams of self-raising flour and 60 of plain flour. Just mix that in really, really well. trying to keep it all in the bowl, that always helps. All right, looking good. Now I always, just after that, I just give it a little bit of a whiz with a wooden spoon just to make sure that all that flour's in. Yep, that's looking good. Now, next, to cook it, what we do is we're going to form it into some nice little balls. But first of all, I'm just going to oil or butter my baking dish. So I'm just using some melted butter. You can use oil spray if you want, of course. And then we just flour our hands, and we're going to form it into some little balls using a teaspoon and our floured hands. Now, make sure you leave some space between them because they will spread. Just grab an egg, and with the pointy bit, just have a look at this. We're just going to make a hole in each of them to put our jam. I think those three are a bit small, guys. What do you reckon? I think I got a little bit carried away. So if they are a bit small, just grab a little bit more, re-roll it. Because otherwise I'll never fit any jam in it. What do I do with my egg? Oh, there it is. All right. Good. Now, jam. What do we got here? Strawberry. Well, that's a wonderful favourite. Raspberry. Love that. Fig and cinnamon. Fruit of the forest. Try with that, won't we? Now, Lewis, fruit of the forest. Not quite sure what it is. I presume it's fruit of the forest. So what we do now, just with a little teaspoon, we put a little bit in each one. Not too much, because it'll overflow. Now, we all know I'm not a pastry cook, so my biscuits are always a bit, how's your father? You know, a bit untidy. But, you know, I'm not trying to sell them to a cake shop, am I? Or do the perfect one for the restaurant petit four like I would demand of my pastry cook. But I just want them to taste good. And look, a bit rustic. That's what it is. Am I allowed to do this? Just done it. All right, 170 degrees, 15 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown. Jam drops, use any jam you... Oh, that's beautiful, that jam. Oh, I like that. Anyway, I'm digressing. Any jam you like, 15 or 20 minutes, 170 degrees. Most beautiful thing. Don't worry if they're a little bit rustic, but if you want to be really neat, unlike me, fair enough. Just before I go, a very important quote, actually this one from Metropolitan Life magazine. Food is an important part of a balanced diet. Fair enough.